Again, credit to William Woods. I thought they came out and played really hard the first quarter. They played hard the whole game, but first quarter they were the tougher, scrappier team, and I think at halftime that's something I challenge my kids with, and I've talked to them about how that's been the case often in either exhibition or non-D1 games, and the big thing was I was pretty disappointed with the rebounding effort. We did pick it up in the second half. We were so far down in the rebounding differential there was no making up, but that's a really important aspect of the game for us. You look at UMKC, a good rebounding team that we end up out-rebounding. IUPUI in the conference tournament finals, we end up out-rebounding last year, and when we're playing really good basketball, we're really focused on that rebounding, so that was something we need to get better at. But we forced 37 turnovers. Thought offensively we played really well for the most part. So overall, again, we got what we wanted to out of this game.
That decision between Taylor and Michelle, they didn't make it any easier for you tonight, did they? Because they both, really, I don't want to say carried you, but Michelle really was the one who really got you guys going offensively. Taylor was big during that run for you guys. Yeah,
I think Farrell may have scored our first 10 points, but they're both, it's just a really nice luxury to have. They're both very good players. I think in my head as I see our team, I see Michelle Farrell being our starter because it gives us better defensive rotations, and I think Taylor Hanneman is so good coming off the bench, giving us that spark, that she really brings something to the table. So, it's something I've actually talked to, especially Taylor Hanneman, a lot. I definitely consider her a starter, just like I consider Michelle Farrell a starter. But I think she kind of likes that role of coming off the bench, too. So I like having the idea of using her as a weapon coming off the bench. And I could see her being the type of player that is the sixth man of the year in the conference. So it's a good luxury to have. They're both playing really well. And they both don't care who starts, which I think is great because I don't have to worry about hurting their feelings or hurting their confidence.
When you called the timeout in the second quarter and kind of harped on your team about rebounding, you guys were already down 15 in the rebound category, and then their next offensive possession, they got 3 offensive rebounds in one possession. Do you think that really changed how they rebounded the ball after that?
A little bit, yeah. And that's exactly what I talked about in the locker room. That just kind of goes to show them how it's an effort, it's a mental thing. I get on you about rebounding. Next thing you know, you turn around and get 3 offensive rebounds in one possession. So it's something we constantly have to work on. I was encouraged with our rebounding this week at practice, actually. And so it just kind of shows you as a coach. Sometimes you're happy with something in practice, you're terrible in competition, and vice versa. But it's something that's going to be huge in our next couple games. We've got a big Northern Illinois team, a really big Illinois team. Milwaukee is very post-oriented, good rebounding team. So finding a way to neutralize teams on the board is going to be important.
Was it more surprising to see you guys behind in the rebound differential to begin with?
A little bit, yeah. The teams that bother us rebounding are sometimes like the smaller, quick jumpers, more athletic teams as opposed to the really big players. So, I guess it doesn't necessarily surprise me because that's something that we haven't got our consistency for quite yet. But it definitely disappointed me, I would say, with our rebounding effort for that first 3 quarters of the first half.
Is it a case where, I don't want to say you're looking forward to that road trip, but I know you've kind of mentioned that's the first really big challenge, that you maybe come out a little flatter because things have been rolling instantly from the start for you guys? You come out a little flat?
Yeah, these games just traditionally are tough for that, and obviously we still won by, almost 40 points. So, but we did come out a little flat, and I do think we're ready for this road challenge. This is a really big couple road games here, all Illinois teams. Again, Northern Illinois to me was a borderline NCAA tournament team. And, of course, when you have a chance to play against a flagship university in your state like Illinois, that's going to be a big challenge. So I think we're all really excited for that challenge. And I don't want to say it's easy to overlook a team like William Woods, but I do think it is a little bit. And I still was proud of the way the girls kind of kept the pedal to the metal and did what we were supposed to do in this game.
Do you think they definitely, speaking of William Woods, definitely got 2 guys early with some early turnovers, and caused your guys' offense to be in a little bit of flux. Would you
Yeah.
agree with that, with how it started?
Yeah, I think they came out and pressured us a little bit more than we're used to. And you know, we've got so many quick guards that a lot of teams want to kind of lay off and try to keep us in front. And they got our heads down a little bit. And I think we were a little surprised. You know, we were kind of taken aback by them pressuring us instead of, okay, we're going to space them and attack the heck out of them. And they've got some quick guards. I mean, you know, Casey Gerald is one of the quicker players, you know, we've played against. And Jasmine Brown's a really good athlete. You know, reminds me of a couple of the kids in our conference. So I think they did a good job of that, and I think once we kind of figured out they were going to do that and we were ready to get more aggressive with them, then the score showed that. But they did put us on their heels right from the get-go.
Michelle, got the start tonight. Was this something you really kind of wanted to come out and do with you getting the start this evening?
I just come out and play hard, so whatever happens really happens. Just try to fill the role that I'm put into for each game.
Are you and Taylor Hanneman kind of like not really worrying about who gets that fifth starting spot? Are you guys just coming out here having fun, playing good basketball?
Yeah, I'd say so. We're always there supporting each other, so either way it goes, we just want everything to go well and for our team to do well.
Taylor, did Coach mention that the way they came out kind of surprised you guys, how aggressive they were defensively? Was that something that you weren't, I don't want to say weren't prepared for, but just kind of caught you off guard at how maybe athletic they were and maybe a little more athletic than you anticipated?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all actually discussed that. We said that they came out harder than we thought they were going to, and the pressure was on us, and I think we weren't ready for that. And then once we finally adjusted and realized that this team is here to play, we had to step up to the plate and play our game. We had to play leatherneck basketball. You talked about that before the game, and I don't think we came out and did that until we realized, like, hey, this team is filled with athletes too. We got to play hard and play our way.
When Coach harped on, when he called the timeout in the second quarter and harped on you guys on rebounds, you guys were down by, I think, 15 on the rebounds. And then the next offensive possession, you guys got 3 offensive rebounds in 1 possession. Do you think that changed, do you think that kind of changed the game for you guys a little bit?
Well, it definitely ignited a little fire underneath us. Like, we really need to get going on the boards, and it's something that we need to focus on, especially out of our zone and being undersized. So, yeah, definitely.
What kind of transpired? 16-2 run, last 5 minutes of the second half really kind of separated you guys. Was there anything you had to say or do that just kind of clicked in that span?
I think we finally just started to, play. We played harder on defense. We went up for boards harder. We tried to get more boards, and I think, like you said, that kind of getting boards ignited it, and then things started to fall together offensively. We started to hit more threes, so I think once we started putting the focus on defense, it actually helped us offensively, too, to get things going as well.
You guys coming up on your first road trip of the season. What are some things that you guys can take away from these first 3 games at home and take them onto the road, and things that you guys can improve on for this 3-game road trip?
I would say just to play leatherneck basketball, play our way, and to really focus on rebounding. We need a big effort on the boards in order to do well and succeed.